Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Manifestation Mindset Podcast. Today, we have a special episode with the wonderful Melissa Makerson.
Hello.
A little introduction about Melissa. She is a fully accredited angelic Reiki facilitator and belief coding expert who helps people who feel stuck and who might feel like an invisible force within them is stopping them from progressing or growing. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, excited to have you here. So my first question is, can you define what a successful belief coding mindset means to you and how that makes you feel when you have a successful interaction with someone about belief coding?
Well, it means to me, like, I get to wake up and know that I get to help people, that I get to make a difference. And that to me is it just feels incredible to see the shifts in people within such a short amount of time, like 2 hours, for someone to come to me and feeling really down and then 2 hours later feeling amazing. That is just such an amazing feeling for me, and it's worth everything.
That's awesome. The power of changing people's lives, and it's incredible.
It is amazing.
So how do you think that the beliefs impact our ability to achieve success?
I think our beliefs are literally what drive our behaviors and decisions. If we have negative beliefs, we look at the world through that negative filter. And likewise, if we have positive beliefs, then we look through it with a positive filter.
Right. So what are some common limiting beliefs that might hold people back from success?
Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. I can't do that. I'm scared. I'm unlovable. I'm broken. I don't deserve nice things. I can't be helped. That it's literally endless. So many.
Yeah, we've all kind of heard those play in our head before.
Yeah, it's like the one it's hopeless, or I'm not helpable.
So can you share a personal experience of yours where you were able to shift your belief coding and how that led to success for you?
I mean, it's leading to success right now. I've done more in the past year than I have done in the last 33 years before. Like, I've quit my job, I've started a new business, I've let go of so many limiting beliefs. I'm so much more confident I was even just like 6 months ago. And this is literally just from using belief coding.
Yeah, it's incredible. It seems like a very powerful tool, and it's been accelerating your growth
Massive.
rapidly.
Yeah.
And everyone you're working with too. So
yeah.
Okay. Are there any specific techniques or strategies for identifying and changing limiting beliefs that you use?
Yeah, I mean, the techniques that are used within belief coding range from like NLP, CBT, matrix reprinting, energy work. It's kind of like the best techniques that are out there, all bundled into one, which is why it's so powerful.
Yeah, love it. So how can individuals kind of reprogram their beliefs for a more positive and successful oriented mindset?
Well, I guess from the point of view of belief coding, I basically help them find the core belief that's holding them back. And then we go in and we help that memory, and then we code in new beliefs, new inspiring, empowering beliefs.
Awesome. What role do you think self-awareness plays in belief coding and successful mindset?
I think an element of self-awareness is needed in no matter what kind of mindset or healing modality you do. To be aware that you need help is all you need with belief coding. If you know that you need help with something, all you have to do is come to me and ask me to help you, and we'll get down to what it is that's stopping you. And then
it's like the first step.
Yeah. I always say, like, the self-awareness is the first step. If you know you need help, then you're already like kind of halfway there.
It's awesome. Can you explain the concept of a growth mindset and its relevance to belief coding?
I think the growth mindset is when you can look at any kind of circumstance you're in and you can grow from it, you can learn from it. The problem is many people come up with blocks, and with belief coding, we get to remove those blocks. So it becomes a lot easier to have that growth mindset.
Yeah, I think we were talking earlier about like hurdles in a track race. It's kind of like removing the hurdles so you can just run your race and you can do your thing without tripping and falling so much.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. So how can individuals stay motivated and persistent in the face of setbacks and challenges?
So I like to do one for me, which is I use my triggers. And when I get up to a challenge, I kind of ask myself, what is this challenge trying to teach me? And I use the same thing with triggers as well. So when we have a setback, I like to just sit there and just ask my questions. Why is this being attracted to me? Why am I having this trigger? Why am I having this emotional response? Why am I procrastinating? And then in that way, I can sit with it and then find the answer. Because quite often when we're procrastinating, when we're setting challenges, it's our subconscious kind of gearing us into behaviors that are self-sabotaging because it's trying to keep us safe.
That need for safety is so inherent in everyone.
Yeah.
And I think it's really like just turning your perception of what something is. You know, the same thing could happen to two people, but one person looks at it as one way or another way. So just shifting that perception, and you said when the trigger comes up, now you're thinking of something different than you used to.
Instead of reacting, you're kind of looking at it as a lesson.
Yep. So what are some common misconceptions about belief coding that you hear?
I think the most one is it's woo-woo. It's a bit out, it doesn't work. I get a lot of skepticism and judgment of that. It did bother me at the beginning, but now because I've seen how successful it is and how much it works and how much it's worked on myself, the skepticism doesn't really bother me anymore.
It's really, it's science-based and it's got so much proof and evidence now. It's like, how can someone overcome their self-doubt and build their self-confidence through belief coding?
Yeah, we just ask the subconscious what it needs. Pretty much that easy.
Yeah. So how can you provide some tips for maintaining a positive and success-oriented belief coding kind of on a daily basis?
So when you have a session, we do the new beliefs. I think continuing to do those new beliefs to help seal them in more, that really helps. When you've had a belief coding session, the belief doesn't tend to come back. The only time it comes back is if you've got layers to a certain situation, like say you've got anxiety and there's layers. So once you've got rid of that layer, then you go to the next one. Or if there's like a secondary gain. So for instance, if you're ill and you want to get better, but there's a secondary gain of, but when I'm ill, I get love and attention, then you kind of go back and do the secondary gain. So it kind of works like that.
Yeah, the secondary gain can be hard to see at first, and then it kind of appears after. You go, oh, okay, now I see why
it's like a light bulb kind of goes off. Yeah.
So are there any specific success stories or examples you can share related to your belief coding experience?
Yeah, so I did a belief coding session on my partner, and he was struggling with his shoulder. He had a really bad shoulder and he couldn't lift it above like here, and he was getting quite angry with it because it was getting really because he's a plasterer as well, so he needs his shoulder. So we did a session on him, and it turned out that it was a trapped emotion of frustration from when he left his old job into his new job, and he felt frustrated that he wasn't getting paid his worth. So we went into the session, healed the memory, got new beliefs, and he's not had pain since.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
It's so powerful.
How does the power of visualization tie into belief coding for success for you?
Visualization is important. It's a really important component. It doesn't have to be imagery though, because some people struggle with imagery. It can be anything from imagery to sensation to just a sense of knowing. That was kind of all what's in visualization, but using visualization to connect with the emotion, that's where the magic happens. So as soon as you've connected something to emotion, then that's when the healing happens.
Yeah, the more senses we can get in, the more deep of an experience it is for us.
Yeah, exactly.
What role does the social environment and the peer influence play in shaping our beliefs?
I think depending on the foundation of your core beliefs to start with, generally we build that from the ages of 0 to 7. If you have a weak foundation from the start, then you're easily influenced negatively. But if you have a strong foundation, you'll seek out environments that are good for you. So I think it's hard, obviously, because you can't always pick where you grow up, but I think environmental does make a massive impact on people.
Once you do grow up, you do have that element of choice of changing, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people feel like they're stuck with whatever they got as a child, but you really can change and shift.
And you can do it quickly as well. It doesn't have to take months and years. It can be done quickly.
Yeah. I think people have this idea that, it's going to take a long time, and, it actually can happen in an instant when you decide. It's just depends on when you're going to make that choice, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So I know you mentioned that there's some books and resources that you recommend for people to learn more about belief coding and a successful mindset. Could you share that with us?
Yeah, so there's no books about belief coding at the minute because it's a relatively new modality. It's about 2 years old, I think. But they've got a main website, so it's like beliefcoding.com. Or you could just come to me. But a lot of books I would recommend from Joe Dispenza, Tara Swart, Bradley Nelson, Louise Hay. These are all amazing. If you really want like science-backed, Joe Dispenza is the one that's got all the documents, all the kind of like the science behind him. If you're more open-minded, there's a book called Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. That is my all-time favorite book. It's like my Bible.
Can we discuss the connection between belief coding and setting and achieving goals?
I think belief coding is a tool used to remove the blocks keeping you from setting and achieving goals.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like remove the blocks, and that way when you make the goals, you can just go straight there instead of zigzagging all around all these blockages, right?
Yeah.
Removing the hurdles.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So what advice would you give for individuals who are just starting to explore the concept and its impact on success?
I would say just do it. Go all in, be open, trust the process. It can literally change your life.
In your opinion, what's the most critical takeaway for our listeners today when it comes to improving their belief coding and their mindset for success?
I'd just like to say that you're not broken and you can have the life you want. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think of it as, the first step is believing in yourself. It doesn't guarantee that things will happen, but it is required before things happen. And then from there, it's just about taking action. If you can get those hurdles out of the way, it doesn't guarantee you're going to finish the race, but now at least you have a clear path. And so then you can go ahead and take action, and gives you the best chance.
Yeah, and I think belief is such a powerful tool, because if you believe, your life is what you believe it is. If you believe you can't do something, then you can't do it. If you believe you can, then you can.
Exactly. It opens that door and that possibility for you.
Yeah, and my life is changing so quickly now just from changing my beliefs.
So if people want something really bad and they tend to procrastinate or self-sabotage, they might feel scared of leaving their comfort zone, trying to play small, I think you would be a great person for them to contact and get to know and do a session. So if someone was looking to work with you, they liked your message here today, where are some places that they could get a hold of you in order to schedule that session?
So at the minute I'm working solely on Instagram, so you can follow me on Instagram, so aspire.freeyourmind on Instagram, or I've got an email as well, which is the same, aspire.freeyourmind@gmail.com. And just give me a message and I'll get back to you.
Awesome. That's great. And if you guys want to find me on Instagram, Manifestation Mindset Coach, and I also have a Manifestation University where I host different coaches, and I have my own coaching programs, coaching sessions, courses, and I have a digital ebook on there. So if you're interested in applying for that, you can shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to book a consultation call with you for that. And if you want to book a consultation call with Melissa, we are here to help you guys. That's what it's all about. And so I appreciate you guys listening. And as I always leave everyone from this podcast, you don't need good luck when you have a good manifestation mindset.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye. See you later.